If you're watching this video, you owe everything to the Catholic Church. That's right, I don't care who you are, I don't care what your background is, you owe a thank you to the Catholic Church. And why is that? Because the Catholic Church built Western civilization. Society as we know it today would not exist without the Catholic Church. Did you know that the Catholic Church is the largest charitable organization in the history of mankind? When it comes to clothing the naked, feeding the hungry, nursing the sick, educating the ignorant, taking care of orphans, taking care of widows, doing all of the things that Jesus Christ commands each and every single one of us to do. No one institution has ever done it bigger and better and more meaningful than the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church did it so big that it actually built all of Western civilization. Western civilization was built by the Catholic Church. Why? Because all of the individual saints that make up the Catholic Church, all of the people that make up the body of Christ, all of the people that love Jesus Christ so radically, so deeply, and so profoundly, they are the people that went out into the world and changed it and even built it and created civilization. For example, most recently, just in the last century, we have a great legendary American Catholic priest like Father Edward James Flanagan, who changed this country. He was Martin Luther King before Martin Luther King. He was a civil rights activist and leader before that movement even began. An Irish Catholic priest who was an immigrant and came to this country in the 20th century. He literally went out into the streets and he took all of the homeless children that society had forgotten about, all of the homeless children that society didn't want, all of the homeless children that were left out in the streets to die. This one man, this one Catholic priest, Father Flanagan, he took all of them in and he took care of them. He housed them, he clothed them, he fed them, he educated them, and guess what? He did it for the white kids that were homeless, for the black kids that were homeless, for the Hispanic kids that were homeless, for the Native American kids that were homeless, for the Asian kids that were homeless. He did it for all of them. And this is in the 1920s, in the 1930s, in the 40s, in the 50s, the 60s. When the civil rights movement began, Father Flanagan had already been doing this for decades. Father Flanagan went out and started his own town, so that the Jim Crow laws wouldn't affect him and affect his kids that he took in. He went and he started his own town so that he didn't have to follow those racist laws. And this is one person, one Catholic priest. Look at all of the other Catholic saints, the famous Catholic saints like Mother Frances Cabrini, she's a saint. Look at everything that she did in her life. Saint Francis Xavier, Saint Mother Teresa of Calcutta. We have these saints that lived such lives of Christian virtue. And they're everywhere. They're recent in history. Go and read about them. Go and read what they did. Learn about how they changed the world. And what you'll learn is that every single one of them have something in common. They were all radically in love with Jesus Christ and radically in love with his church, because the Catholic Church produces saints, and saints change the world.